French President Emmanuel Macron has warned French citizens that the end of abundance is here, and they should get used to living with less. He said in a recent interview that, quote, "What we are currently living through is a kind of major tipping point or a great upheaval. We're living the end of what could have seemed an era of abundance, the end of abundance of products, of technologies that seemed always available, the end of the abundance of land and materials, including water," end quote. He further added, quote, "This overview that I'm giving, the end of abundance, the end of assumptions, it's ultimately a tipping point that we are going through that can lead our citizens to feel a lot of anxiety. Faced with this, we have a duties, the first of which is to speak frankly and clearly without doom-mongering," end quote. Here's a small excerpt from that interview.
What we are living through is a time of great upheaval. Firstly, because we are witnessing, and not just since this summer, but over the past few years, the end of what we might have seen as abundance. And for those who enjoyed it, it is also the end of a carefree time. Our freedom, the liberty to which we have grown accustomed to in our lives, has a price, and sometimes when we have to defend it, we have to make certain sacrifices as we fight to defend it.
He's talking about an end of abundance and an end to a, quote, carefree time, end quote. Folks, that can only mean one of two things. Either war is on the horizon, or Macron is prepping his people for extreme climate change policies that he knows will cause massive increases in the cost of living. Everything from food to fuel to energy to people being able to heat their homes. Wars almost always come with austerity, food rations, sometimes even famine. But so do unnecessary climate policies that consist of a war on farmers, stripping them of vital fertilizers, culling their livestock herds, and paying them not to grow food, not to grow crops at all, leading to catastrophic famine and population reduction through starvation. Is Macron preparing his people for the next world war or climate insanity, or maybe both? He's talking about making sacrifices to defend freedom. Now, that's an odd statement coming from a man who's done everything in his power, I believe, to destroy freedom in his own country. Just a few weeks ago, Macron, well, he tried to bring back the digital health passports that barred entry to public spaces if you didn't have a government-approved QR code on your phone. His rhetoric about defending freedom likely has more to do with gearing up for a war that actually has nothing to do with freedom and everything to do with a reset of the world order being driven by Klaus Schwab of the World Economic Forum. Remember, Macron is one of Schwab's young global leaders who went through, well, globalist training and graduated apparently with honors. Good luck, France. Like Canada, the U.S., New Zealand, the Netherlands, Italy, and many other Western nations right now, you're going to need it as long as you have World Economic Forum, young global leaders inside your government.